You are tuned into a special player spotlight interview on the CS Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the CS Podcast presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible, bringing you the names that you need to know first since 2002. Visit NFLDraftBible.com. As always, I'm your guys' host, Chris Shanafelt. And joining the show now for a player spotlight interview is Notre Dame commit, safety out of St. John Bosco High School located in Bellflower, California. He's DJ Morgan. And DJ, thank you for taking some time out of your New Year's Eve day. Here we are just, hours away from 2016. How excited are you to get down to South Bend later in the year and finally put on that Fighting Irish gear?
I'm super excited. It's been a dream come true to be able to attend the University of Notre Dame and play for Brian Kelly and the Fighting Irish.
And talk about your whole recruiting process, if you can, DJ. I know, doing some research for this interview, I see that you first committed to Arizona State, but I don't think it was even a week after you committed to ASU when Notre Dame offered you. So what was the whole recruiting process like for you? What's it been like having all these big-time programs wanting you a part of their team? And why do you ultimately believe that Notre Dame is the best fit for you?
It's been a great journey. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and it's been a blessing the whole way out. I was committed to Arizona State back in May, and then Notre Dame had offered a week after, and then I talked it over with my family. And just pretty much like a few months of talking with them, I decided to decommit from ASU, and then I just opened up my recruiting process. And then in September, after I took my visit to Notre Dame when they played Texas, I knew that this was a place for me. As far as academics and athletics, I just knew this was a place and I'd be a great fit there. So I chose Notre Dame.
And obviously Notre Dame has a great history when it comes to not only football, but, Notre Dame, Fighting Irish sports in general. And while doing some research for this interview, DJ, I found out that you're actually related to Skylar Diggins, who, of course, is a Notre Dame basketball legend. You two are cousins. I got to ask, now I know that football is totally different than basketball, but is there any added pressure on you now that, you're going to be going to the same school as she went to, and obviously, she's seen a great deal of success there?
Yeah, that's my cousin. Yeah, there's no pressure. Of course, I want to, go in there and make a name for myself, be able to do some of the things that she was able to do, excel at the highest level in the classroom and on the field.
And obviously South Bend, Indiana is far away from Bellflower, California. Do you think it'll be tough to make that transition? I mean, are you ready to tackle on the cold winters over here in the Midwest?
Definitely. I definitely think it'll be a challenge, but I'm definitely willing to be able to tackle that challenge of the cold and all that stuff. I was talking with my dad. He said it would be a great chance to get out there and experience, actually be able to experience all 4 seasons, rather than out here in California where it's 70 degrees on Christmas Day.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you cannot beat that. I'm sure when you're down in South Bend, you're going to be wishing at times that you're back in California, December 20th, and it's 70 degrees like you were just saying. Now, a moment ago you said, you can't wait to get down to South Bend, get down to Notre Dame and play under Brian Kelly. I got to think that a team's head coach is a big factor to just about everybody who commits to a college. How do you look at head coach Brian Kelly, and do you have any kind of relationship with him just yet?
Coach Brian Kelly, he's one of the legends, he's a legend in the making as a coach. He's definitely a player's coach. He's definitely a guy that I would love to play for. And, yes, I do. I talk to Coach Kelly about once a week. I try to. If not once a week, definitely like once every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, I see that according to 247sports.com, you've been committed to Notre Dame since September 27th. What were the visits like when you would travel to Notre Dame, and how would you say they compare to any of the other visits you took with other schools?
The visit to Notre Dame, it's crazy because it was definitely different from any other school. Just the atmosphere being out there. It's definitely a college town. And in South Bend, it's all about the Irish, and pretty much almost the whole state of Indiana, it's all about the Irish. Unlike, out here in L.A., you got the Lakers, Clippers, you got all these different teams, so it's all about the Irish out there. It was a great visit. I got a chance to sit down with some of the academic counselors and just look at the graduation rates and just all the successful people that have left Notre Dame and all the people that have went there and they're now successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously you want to go to whatever's going to be the best fit for you, probably individually as a player. But how important was it to see the success that Notre Dame was able to have as a team on the field? I mean, here they are; they'll be playing tomorrow, I believe, against Ohio State, I believe, in the Fiesta Bowl. I mean, how important was that for you to see the amount of team success that Notre Dame has had over the years under Brian Kelly?
That was definitely another thing that was, very intriguing to me, because that means that Coach Kelly's going to be there for a long time when they keep winning the way they are right now. So that was definitely a good thing.
Again, he is the 4-star safety out of St. John Bosco High School, and Notre Dame commit DJ Morgan joining me here on the CS podcast presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible. Visit NFLDraftBible.com. And, DJ, I know that you just finished this past season with, I believe, 112 tackles, give or take, and 2 recovered fumbles. What would you attribute your success to, your high school football success to, and how would you describe your overall high school football career?
My overall high school career, I feel like it was a good one. I had a few key injuries my freshman and sophomore year. I had a broken foot. At the beginning of my sophomore year, I was out for about 8 weeks, and then at my freshman year, I broke my collarbone and I missed about 7 weeks. But overall, it was a great career, great experience at St. John Bosco. I try to contribute my game or model my game after Cam Chancellor, who's my favorite NFL player. And just putting in hard work and just staying focused in the classroom, making sure I'm able to maintain the good grades to be able to even play on Friday nights, and just working out hard in the off season with B2G, which is where Iman Marshall, who's now with USC, where he trains, and all those guys like Juju Smith have trained and all that stuff.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, if you could turn out to be a Cam Chancellor-type player, I mean, obviously, physically, it's all there. I mean, you certainly have all the physical traits, and I was able to see some of your highlights on the Internet, and obviously, I was very impressed, and hearing that you kind of compare yourself to Cam Chancellor, I think that's you kind of model your game after Cam Chancellor. I think that's kind of the perfect fit right there, and I'm sure as soon as we're finished here, DJ, you'll probably be hearing from Virginia Tech. But in all seriousness, I mean, for those who may not be too familiar with your game, I mean, what would you say is your biggest strength, and what's something that you feel that you could still get better at?
I feel like my biggest strength overall is recognizing the play and just picking up on little stuff that some people don't, like just remembering a call or a certain word that the offense uses for certain routes, just picking up signals really quick. I feel like that's one of my biggest strengths. Making tackles is another one of my strengths. One thing I feel like I can get better at, well, I need to get better at definitely, is man-to-man coverage, definitely, and then also my speed. That's another thing I feel like I need to get better in order to be an elite player at the next level.
Absolutely, and at 6'3", 205 pounds, obviously great size for a safety. But I read somewhere that said, don't be surprised if you're seeing some time at linebacker. Is that something that you would be all right with?
Oh, yeah, definitely. As long as I can get on the field and contribute to the team success, I'm happy.
And I'm sure that's what every coach wants to hear. Now, what is one team that you cannot wait to play against? I mean, obviously the Notre Dame USC is a pretty big rivalry. You could also add Michigan, Notre Dame as well. Is there a specific team that you just cannot wait to strap up against?
Oh, I cannot wait to go against SC. SC, that's the one I can't wait, especially this year, the year coming up, because it's going to be here in LA, hometown, so there's going to be a lot of family members out there. I can't wait to strap up against them. Also, Miami, that's another game I can't wait to strap up against, going against a player like Sam Bruce, who I got a chance to go against last summer in the 7-on-7 circuit. So that's another game I'm, really, really excited to strap up for.
Okay, and great. Obviously, already taking a look at next year's schedule. That's awesome, man. Now, obviously, this year's season is almost over, but it's not over yet. I'm not exactly sure how much the coaching staff has gotten into it with you, but any idea what your role will be next year as a true freshman? I mean, it almost sounds as if you're expecting to play. Are you at least expecting to compete and kind of have a roster spot, or would you be all right with redshirting as well?
I'm definitely going in there hoping to be able to compete for a starting spot. If not, redshirting, that's okay with me as well. But as long as I get in there and compete for that starting spot and show what I can do, I'll be fine.
Yeah, just getting that opportunity is what sounds like what's really important to you. Final question for you, DJ, and then I'll let you get back to punishing your victims on Madden. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's fast forward, 5, 6 years from now. How would you like to be remembered when your time at Notre Dame is all finished?
I'd hope to be remembered as a kid that went to Notre Dame, excelled in the classroom, and had 4 hell of a years at Notre Dame, and made a name for myself. Hopefully, won a few awards and a couple national championships.
Hey, sounds great. Well, hey, I got to say, I really appreciate you taking some time this afternoon, DJ. Congrats on all the success, and here's to, of course, having even more success at Notre Dame. Hopefully you have a nice winter jacket that you'll bring along from California to South Bend, and who knows, maybe we could have you back on the show in a few years as an NFL draft prospect.
Thank you. That would be great.